Hello, I'm Canon EOS photographer RandallMRueff, and I'm here today to talk to you about the difference between the pocket camera and the DSLR. So hopefully after this video you'll have a better idea of which one is going to be right for you. First off, let's start with the pocket camera. This is the Casio Xylem 7.2 megapixels, and I can never say that name right. At least I'm not sure if I'm saying it right or not. Now, obviously, the benefit to this camera is size. It's smaller. You can fit it in your pocket, and so I've tried to get this in my pocket, and it doesn't really fit. Anyway, first of all, let's go over some of the similarities. They're both digital. They both have a screen. They both have shutter buttons on the top. They both can zoom. This one's got a button. The 35mm has a lens that can zoom. So they both have zooming capabilities. They both can review what you've taken. This one takes pictures and video. This one only takes pictures, although nowadays they've got some that a lot more than not are going to the fact that these can also do video. But this particular one doesn't do video. So I mean, you can set up different ISOs, you can set up different shutter speeds. So I mean, there's all kinds of settings you can do on both of these. However, obviously, there's a lot of instances where you're going to want to use this, and there's some instances where you're going to want to use this if you have both. Now let's talk about some of the advantages to this bad boy. And obviously, the first disadvantage is cost. This is going to be a lot more than this. This costs about 150 bucks with everything. This cost 850 bucks plus about 250 for the battery, external battery grip, 350 for the lens. It has a pop-up flash, but let's be real. We're going for the bad boy here, about $400. If we're going to be serious now about taking pictures, so at least pictures that aren't too far away. So I mean, obviously cost is a downside. Okay, now the advantages. Now while this has a zoom and this has a zoom, they also both have a digital zoom. Okay, let me explain digital zoom. Let's say your focal length is this long. It goes from here. For example, this is a 28 to 300mm lens, okay? And let's say that physically the range is this long, or the zooming is this long. Well, the computer can say, well, you know what? I can zoom in a little bit closer with the computer, so it can go about to right here. Now, however, once you go past the physical optics and go into the digital zoom, you start to get grainy. So I turn that feature off. I don't like it. It's fuzzy. I mean, there's enough trouble with film or digital either one with being grainy, so you don't want to add any grain. So personally, I turn off any kind of digital zoom on any camera that I have. Digital zoom, as far as I'm concerned, is bad. It's a nice feature if you're not worried about quality. Super high quality is important, then by all means turn it on. But excuse me. But if you're looking for high quality pictures, turn the digital zoom off. Highly recommend it. Okay. And again, these both have a digital zoom. Okay. Batteries in here are going to last longer because they're bigger and can hold more. Plus, with this, you've got shutter release with an external grip. You got a button here and a button here. Whereas with this one, you've only got one button. However, because it's so small, it's really not a big deal. I mean, I can sit here and hold it like this and push the button, or I can hold it like this and use my thumb. And it's not a big deal because it's so small. A lot of people get these that are going to just, they want to take some casual pictures. I know a lot of people, for example, have grandkids, and they just want something, either take something with their kids or their grandkids playing on the playground, or making a little arts and crafts project. And for that kind of thing, this isn't a bad camera, okay? However, if you're going to be serious, you want to upgrade to this or something even better. Okay. I mean, if you want your shots to look professional and to be really high quality, this or something even better is the way to go. One of the problems with this is the flash is pretty much standard. It's pretty much, for the most part, it's one setting. So if this is your flash range and you need to be here or here, you know, it's only going to have one. It's going to be preset to that one spot. Whereas this flash, I can set it at multiple settings, and you can get for different results. I mean, there's sometimes you want really bright, and there's sometimes you want just common, and there's sometimes you want less than. I mean, depending on what the effect you're going for, and what you can custom set it to do a whole bunch of different effects. And obviously, with this, you can do what we call slave photography, where you have one master flash set to your camera, and you can connect it wirelessly to several other flashes that what we call slave flashes, so that if you want a light coming out, for example, if you're taking a really neat one is if you have somebody with a lot of, like a woman or anybody with a lot of hair, what you can do is put a flash behind them, pointing up through the hair, and it gives them kind of like an angel. It's a really cool effect. It gives them that look of, you know, like an angel almost, where you have it this way and behind them. It's really cool. So that's just one example of how having a master and a slave flash can work to your advantage. Now, obviously, something like this is not even going to come close to having that ability. This doesn't even have an external flash place to put an external flash. Now, a lot of pocket cameras nowadays are coming out with the ability to add external flashes. However, most of them aren't going to be as big as this or be able to do this. Now, some companies do have, I mean, like Canon and Nikon, some of these companies do have small cameras like this with a flash adapter that can hold something this big. But personally, I think when you have a flash this big, I mean, to me that looks a little odd. But it, you know, for some it could be what they want. You know, it could be what you want. So, plus with this, obviously, one of the main benefits of the DSLR is the interchangeable lenses. Obviously, only one lens. Even though it zooms, only one lens. The mainstay of DSLR, or just SLR in general, if you're still using film, is the interchangeable lenses. That's the major advantage to this type of camera. Okay, being able to take off, you know, if you want to do something real wide like a fisheye, you can take this lens off. But if you have, I mean, granted, you gotta have the money to buy the lenses, and that's the upside of this one is you don't have to buy any extra lenses because there are no extra lenses, so you don't have to worry about spending money. However, if you want more features, granted, it's going to cost more money, but you have the ability to expand on what you're shooting and how you're shooting it. So again, the money's the downside on this one, but the ability to do more things, be more creative, whether you're inside the computer or outside the computer, is a great benefit, and it's the main reason for this type of camera even being built. Okay, so there's a few extra things. For example, on here, on my, let me take the flash off for a second. I've got a lot of creative settings. Now, cameras like these have creative settings. However, normally not only are these DSLRs, are they better, but they're higher quality, and the cameras are built better. So it's going to last longer. You're going to do more, and just generally speaking, this is for doing manual things. This is going to be a lot better. On these things, they have something called an easy setting, which basically means all you do is push the finger and it does its best to take a picture. Now, this doesn't have an easy setting, but it does have a program and an auto feature. It has a program where it basically does the best program it does, and it's got a green setting here. We can just automatically, it's based on what it sees and what the flashes, and based on everything it has to work with, it does the best, it takes the best photograph that's possible. So in some ways it's the same, but in other ways it's not, because it's got a lot of other things to draw on. So there's a little information about the differences between pocket cameras and SLRs, or digital SLRs, depending on where you're at. Because I know some people still use film. Personally, I can't see the use for film for photography, because it's so much cheaper and easier to do digital. Especially if you have a computer, it's miles and miles ahead of film. But some people still like the film. So either way, there are some differences between the SLR and the pocket cameras. I hope this will help you to give you more information to make a decision prior to going out and buying a camera, and hopefully it'll give you some information that once you buy that camera, you'll have some insight into how to use it. So until next time, I'm Canon EOS photographer RandallMRueff saying thanks for watching, have a good day, and may God bless you. As always, keep shooting.